Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new reading vlog. So this one is really exciting because I'm currently at Heathrow Terminal 4. I've been staying in the Premier Inn here overnight because today I am getting a flight to the Maldives. I first have to fly to Doha in Qatar, and then from Doha I have to fly to the Maldives, and then obviously from the Maldives I have to get a seaplane to the resort that I'm staying on. It's a huge bucket list trip. I am doing a travel vlog, so you'll probably be seeing that, I don't know, before or after this, I'm not sure. But I wanted to do a vacation reading vlog. I've always tried to do these before, and I did manage to do one when I went to Germany, but I didn't end up actually filming a lot. I'm just gonna make this a really casual one, and I'm just gonna see how much I can read whilst I'm out there. Now I am out there for 2 weeks, so I have plenty of time. I think my travel in total to get to the Maldives is gonna take me about 15 hours, if not a little bit more. So I have a lot of reading time, as well as obviously the time that I have now. I'm probably not going to be able to read for the whole time because I am getting a red-eye flight. My flight here leaves at 5 minutes past 3 in the afternoon, and then I don't get to Qatar until like midnight or like 1 in the morning, and then I don't get to the Maldives until tomorrow at 8 AM. So I'm not sure that there's going to be much reading done because I'm probably going to conk out and sleep for a bunch of it if I can. And also I've got Sudoku on my phone because I finally figured out how to put Sudoku on there, and so I've just been kind of like writing away on my little puzzle charts. But welcome to the reading vlog. We're going to see how much I can read. Now, just for reference, because I did start a book yesterday, and I am nearly halfway through. I did start Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller. I read the first book last week when I was prepping for this vacation, and I thought, you know what, I'll read the second book because I think originally it was a duology, so I'm probably just going to stop at book 2 and not move on to book 3 because I'm not that invested in the story. It's just like a fun little fantasy. So hoping to finish this one by the time I get off my first flight, and then maybe I can read something else, I'm not sure. But come with me to travel and see how much I can read, and hopefully when you see this, I mean, I was going to say I'll probably be in a tropical location. I might even be in Doha. We'll see. But anyway, welcome to the reading vlog. So I don't think I've updated this reading vlog since yesterday, I think. As you can see, I'm now in the Maldives. And if you want to see all of my travel shenanigans, then you can go watch that vlog because you'll get a room tour and stuff. But basically, I only read one book on my travel journey to get here. And I'm going to be honest, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. I really wanted to read more, but like, I've never been so exhausted travelling in all of my life. So I did end up finishing Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller. I think I finished it when I got to, yeah, I finished it just before I got to Doha. And then I did start another book. I started The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I picked it up because I was like, I don't know what I want to read. And I thought, oh, I'll just pick that one up. I've got some neighbours that are so loud. But yeah, I picked that one up because I was like, I really don't know what I want to read. Like, in my head, I'm like, I really fancy a fantasy. But I was like, I don't want to start another fantasy series because I think I only have like first books on my Kindle, and I was like, oh, if I like it, then I can't really do anything. So yeah, I finished Daughter of the Siren Queen. I really liked it. I gave it 3 stars. I think I gave the first one 3 stars as well. I just think it's a really fun little like fantasy. It's one that you've got to go into and not take it too seriously and not really read too much into it because it's not like a full-on fantasy. It's one that you can just read. It's super easy to read. You can take it at face value. You don't have to read too much into it. Like, what you see is what you get. I will say that in the second one, the romance felt a little bit tedious just because there was just so much back and forth. Like, oh, I don't know how he feels. Like, oh, why is he doing this? And all of that. It's like, bro, like, I thought we'd established in the first book that there was something going on here. Now we're going back and forth. There was just a lot of back and forth, and it was really annoying after a while. I did really like seeing more of the pirate crew that Alosa is the captain of, because we obviously hear a lot about her bond with like the women of the ship and all of that, but like in the first book you don't get any of that because she's on a enemy ship. So in this one you get to see a lot more interaction between her and her crewmates, which I really like. And I will say as well, something that I think Trisha Levenseller did really well was the action. The action scenes towards the end of this book, I was riveted. I was gripped. Like, I remember there was a part where I started getting really tired and I was like, oh, I don't want to read anymore, I'm so tired. And then it got to this like action bit and I was like, I'm awake. And I couldn't stop reading. I just really enjoyed it and I can't wait to read more stuff from her. I don't know if I've got another book of hers on my Kindle. I can't remember. I don't feel like I have, but I feel like in my head I'm like, I need to get that at some point. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I have started Thursday Murder Club. I'm kind of like a little bit in between at the minute because I'm like, I did start reading it when I was really tired and I'm still really fucking tired. I had like a nap earlier, which I really shouldn't have done. But the funny thing is, I'm already tired again, so I feel like this might end up being the first time I ever get jet lag ever. I don't think this is jet lag, I think this is just a lack of sleep. Because out of all of the hours that I travelled, I got 1 hour of sleep on the plane, like 1 solid hour. And even then, I'm not even sure if I conked out fully or not. It's been, honestly, it's been such a long travel day. So yeah, I'm gonna try and read now. It's currently 9 p.m, which is really early. Like usually on holiday, I stay up until like midnight or like into the early hours. I'm just back at my room now because I've had dinner and I just haven't got the energy. I haven't got the energy. I'm just gonna chill. I've got a bottle of champagne that they've given me. And I think I'm going to open that and then I think I'm going to have a hot chocolate, which is really annoying. Why don't resorts do hot chocolate? They do coffee and tea, but they never do hot chocolate. So I brought my own. So yeah, I'm going to do that and then I'm going to read, see what happens, because I want to try and read loads on this trip. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I did see people walking along with like snorkels and stuff, but it was really rough today. I wouldn't have gone out anyway just because I'm so tired and I don't like the idea of going in the sea when I'm half dead. So I will see you guys when I have another reading update. Maybe I can get loads finished. Like maybe I'll finish the book. No, I like to be optimistic, but not that optimistic. Little update for the reading vlog because I don't think I've updated since yesterday evening when I was like super tired and I was like, I'm gonna try and read. I conked out and I had the best sleep ever. Something happened today because of my stupidity. Actually, I've been stupid twice. And if you want to know why, you can head to the travel vlogs, which hopefully I put up in good time. You never know with me, you might see it a year after I've travelled somewhere. But yeah, I was stupid today, so it gave me some time just to sit there and read. And I realised I was not in the mood for the Thursday Murder Club, so I stopped reading that because I was like, I don't want to like end up rating it lower just because I wasn't in the mood for reading it. Like I'm just better off reading something else. So I ended up picking up, I think it's called 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand. It's part of her Nantucket series, which I've read one book in that and it was called The Hotel Nantucket. It was really, really good, really summery, like really good vibes. And this one is a little heavier because basically we start the book off where we're following this woman's son who I think is 19 and his mum is basically dying of melanoma, and she basically says to him, look in the drawer, and he pulls it out, there's an envelope and it says call this number or something, and he doesn't know who it is, so he ends up calling it and it turns out that it's this guy who is some big deal. I don't know if he's on telly or whether he's on something else, but it seems like he might be famous. This young guy knows his name from somewhere, and so he calls up and is basically like, are you like such and such? And he says, yeah, my mum's, like, do you know, I can't remember what the woman's name is. I think it's Mallory. He's like, Mallory's dying. And he's like, okay, I will get to you. Like, tell her to hold on. And so we're basically going to be following this book through 28 summers of Mallory's life. And every summer is connected to this guy. I think his name is Jake. I can't remember. I've literally only just started. but every summer is going to connect to him and some sort of like romance that they had. But I think at some point this guy ends up having like a wife and kids or something, so they end up having an affair. So it's a little bit heavier, but it still has those running summer themes that I really enjoy, and I really enjoyed in the Hotel Nantucket. And I think it's just going to be the perfect read for him. Oh, hang on, there's a knock.
Oh, good evening. So, do you want to clean the room tonight?
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not really changed.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, you too. See you later. That was turn down service. What time is it? It's 6:53. Dinner doesn't start for an hour. I thought that they would come as we were having dinner. Decided to not have turn down service tonight because honestly the bed is like not even changed. But yeah, as I was saying, I really enjoyed the summer vibes of the Hotel Nantucket, so I think it's going to be the perfect read because I really do enjoy Ellen Hildebrand's writing. I've read 2 of her books now and neither of them have failed on the enjoyment scale. So I think I'm only like 6% or something through. I'm really not that far in. I'm hoping to get some solid reading done tonight because obviously I'm not tired tonight. Today's been a fairly normal day. I'm definitely in holiday mode now, so hopefully a late night reading. We shall see. But I'm gonna head to dinner in a minute and maybe take my book. I was doing Sudoku yesterday, but I might take my book tonight. We'll see. Okay, quick little reading vlog update. I stayed awake until a couple of minutes past midnight last night reading my book. I think I told you guys what it was about. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm now 30, wait, am I 30% in? I think I'm 30% in. I'm hoping maybe to get 50% by the end of the day. I'm not going to spend all day reading because I do want to go out and snorkel quite a lot. It's kind of reminding me, it's a little bit reminiscent of how I felt reading People We Meet on Vacation. It's very much that kind of yearning romance where it's like, you know, these two people should be together, but everything in the universe is working against them. And honestly, it's super frustrating, but like in the best way possible. I'm really loving it. I have a funny feeling that this might end up being my favourite Ellen Hildebrand book. I don't condone cheating, ever, full stop, period. I don't condone it, but there's just something about this. Like, the thing is, so only one, I mean, they've both cheated at this point. The woman that Jake is with is not very likeable, and I'm not saying that that's an excuse to cheat on someone. But like, you can just tell they're not meant to be a couple, they're not meant to be together, they're together like more, it's more of a convenience thing, and it's also like a trauma bonding thing, and like, you just know they shouldn't be together, and so like, the cheating thing isn't bothering me so much. But that's the update. I'm really, really loving it. I feel like this is one that I would definitely recommend, and I'm so glad that I stopped reading The Thursday Murder Club because I just don't think I was in the mood. I think I've just read so many like thrillers and like crime stuff this year that honestly the idea of reading that didn't really excite me all that much. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'll give you another update when I have one. Update on the reading vlog. I don't know when I last updated. I think maybe it was last night, I'm not sure. I think I'm 58% of the way through 28 Summers, and I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to assume that you can. It is currently tipping it down, and there's also thunder, which I love. It's ample reading weather, so I'm going to sit here and read because I would go out in the water when it's like this, but it just makes the water really murky, so there's no point. And also, you don't know how the ocean is going to change, you know, whether it's going to get choppier or whatever. It's fine at the minute, but the worry is that it gets choppier because I had an incident like that yesterday where it got... I love thunderstorms. Yeah, I'm going to sit here and read and try and get through some other book because I don't know if this is going to change today. I've already gone out for a swim, if you can't tell, so I don't really care all that much. I think the gods just want me to finish this book already, so that's what I'm going to do. You are at a very weird angle right now because I'm about to do my little book update. I'm still reading 28 Summers. This whole book vacation vlog is going to be like, find out what I read on vacation. Spoiler, I read one book. No, I'm nearly finished. I have just under 100 pages left, which is very exciting, but also I'm terrified because I've actually really enjoyed this book. This genuinely, I thought the Hotel Nantucket was really good and entertaining. This book, I cannot recommend it enough. It is amazing. Also, I think I mentioned this in, I don't know if I mentioned this in the book vlog. There's, I'm going to go out on an assumption here because I didn't ask him, but from his accent, I'm going to assume he is German because basically this German guy came up to me a few nights in and he asked me what I was reading. So I showed him this because I speak too fast and obviously some people don't understand my accent for some reason. And he said, oh, is she German? I went, oh, I don't know. Like, as far as I'm aware, I think she's like American. I've never really looked into it. And he went, oh, because that's a German surname. Hence why I'm assuming this guy is German. Also, his accent sounds German. And anyway, like, so he asked me, you know, what I was reading, whatever. And then tonight, he walked past me again while I was eating dinner. And he goes, are you enjoying your book still? And I said, yeah, I'm nearly finished. And he said, oh, you're enjoying it? And I said, yeah. And tonight, he walked past again and he said, oh, I'm reading, have you heard of Agatha Christie? Which, imagine saying that, have you heard of Agatha Christie? I was like, yeah, of course I have. And he goes, I'm reading, I think he said Clocks. I did screenshot it. I'm pretty sure he said Clocks. I said, oh, I've never read Agatha Christie, but I've heard good things. And he went, you've never read Agatha Christie? I was like, no. He was like, Clocks. So I've screenshotted it because now I feel like I have to take the recommendation from the nice German man. And I love a good book rec. I love that he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm imposing. I was like, no, you're fine. Reasons why I love solo travelling 101 is just you have nice interactions with people. Sometimes you can have those interactions when you're with other people, but there's something about solo travelling that, I don't know, people kind of gravitate towards you. I don't know, it's weird. That's just what I found. Also, it just pushes you to have interactions like that with people as well, like instead of them approaching you. So yeah, anyway. I'm nearly finished with this book. I'm loving it. I just love the way that I feel sorry for all parties involved here. I'm going to go out and say I did not like Jake's wife, okay? And I still don't like her as a character. I think she's not perfect. But that's what I love about this book in particular. I mean, she does it with all of her books so far, but in this one in particular, like, you can see everyone's side of the story, and she's just made the characters so flawed and so human that you can't help but feel sorry for everyone no matter what their angle is. And honestly, Ellen Hildebrand just makes her book so juicy as well, because you know everyone's side of the story and you know what's coming, but then certain things are revealed to you. Like for instance, something happened a couple of chapters ago that I wasn't expecting, and I just was like, as I was reading dinner. But also, like, even things that you already know about but that like another character is only just finding out. I live for those moments in her books and in this book in particular, and it just makes me so excited to read more from her, but also terrifying because Hotel Nantucket was really good, but this is amazing. Also, I stand by what I said. It's giving me exactly the same vibes as People We Meet on Vacation, except imagine the two people that are meant for each other are actually having an affair and doing the most toxic thing possible. I don't know, like, I think it's just because it's done throughout the years and you can see these people grow and you can see how their lives develop and change, and also how they develop and change as people. It just, there's something about this book and I love it. I can't tell you how much I love it, and I'm so glad I picked it to read whilst I was here. I've just seen a sneaky crab. So I officially finished 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand, and I'm not gonna lie, I gave it 5 stars. I loved that book. I was riveted from beginning to end. And the book itself kind of reads not just like a love letter between Mallory and Jake, but it also reads like a love letter to Nantucket itself, which I really loved. There was just something so special about it, like I can't put my finger on it, but it was such a good book. I thought the Hotel Nantucket was good. but this was even better. It was just so good. Like, you've actually felt like you've lived a lifetime with these characters and gone through everything that they'd gone through. And even characters who felt like they should have been the villains, or like the most unlikable characters, you actually did have some kind of sympathy for them in certain situations, and also you felt quite empathetic towards them, you know, when they had certain things happen to them. I was just riveted. I loved it so much. Also decided to do my little book review here, because when else am I going to be able to do a book review along a beach like this and seeing a shark? I don't think you can see it, but it's like sort of there, but it's a bit murky, so you can't. Oh no, there's another one coming. Oh, there's three. There's 3 sharks. They're so small. I haven't actually seen any of these ones when I've swam yet. I haven't managed to swim with any of these ones because they're so by the shallows that you can't really swim with them. But yeah, I absolutely love the book. It was so good, and honestly it makes me so excited to read more from Ellen Hildebrand, but also kind of a little bit scared because I don't feel like anything else is gonna compare to this book. There was just something so magical about it. I loved it, and I love that. What is that? What is that? That looks like a flying bug. That should not be that big. I swear to the gods, if this... Oh, it's oh god, it's one of those like carpenter bees, I think they're called. Ew. I hope one of them doesn't come anywhere near me. I also loved how in each chapter, like each summer, it kind of reads like almost like a diary entry, and it says what were we talking about in 1993, what were we talking about in 2002, and it kind of randomly lists a bunch of topics that everyone was talking about. I especially found the 2001 chapter particularly like heartbreaking. Yeah, honestly, I can't recommend that book enough. It is just so good. If you love a good romance that's like really yearny and just one of those romances where nothing is particularly all like wrapped in a bow or happy all the time, highly recommend. I highly recommend. I love that the ending was kind of just left as it was. We kind of, I mean, we do know what happens to one particular character, but it's not wrapped up, it's not tied with a bow. It's not as if you see that particular thing happen, and I'm trying to say all this without spoilers, but even though it's wrapped up, it's also left quite open, which I really liked. I just love this book. I love the characters. I just loved it, and I can't recommend it enough. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to read now, but I probably won't end up reading until maybe the evening, because I'm going to try and get out and snorkel again, because why wouldn't I? If you've tuned into the travel vlog, you'll know that yesterday was a horrendous day. I was in a bit of a funk. I read loads because it was just storming, and it's still really windy today, which isn't great for the sea because I can't go over there and snorkel because it's just really choppy. But I was in a bit of a funk, and the sun has tried to burst through today, but it's not quite doing so. But I've seen little bits of sunshine and it feels a lot warmer. I feel a bit happier. The funk is gone. I finished my book, and now I'm going to go on to the next one. I don't know what that's going to be, so stay tuned, I guess. I feel like all of these updates are always me in the evening, which is why earlier I decided to give you my review on the beach, because all of the vlogging book stuff has been in this room, usually before dinner, which is exactly what I'm going to go to in a minute. I did pick up my next book, and I'm gonna say it here. I don't know if I am going to stick to it, but I'm going to tell you what it is anyway. So I decided to pick up Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Obviously this was her new release for 2025. I don't actually know what it's about. All that I know, I think it's a sapphic relationship between 2 women who work for NASA. I think one's an astronaut and the other one is an astronaut, but she doesn't, like, she's not in space, I think. And I decided to pick this up because I feel as if reading that last book that I read, I'm craving that kind of writing again, where I just feel so incredibly close to the characters and their stories and their lives. And Taylor Jenkins Reid's books always do that, and I'm only slightly concerned because I feel like people have cried reading this book, and I'm not sure if that's the vibe we're going for. I thought I was going to cry during that last one. I did get a bit teary and I was like, oh no, but I think people have cried at this one, and I'm like, oh my god, please, I swear to god, like, I don't want to be spoiled, but also, like, can someone just tell me if someone dies? I'm kidding, don't spoil anyone in the comments. But yeah, that is what I'm going to read next, and it'll be funny if that German guy asks me again tonight, like, oh, still enjoying your book? Because I'll be like, no, I'm reading a new one. The last one was really good. So yeah, that is what I'm gonna read next, I think. And I'm gonna try and get some solid reading done, because I did think that I was going to be having an early night / early morning, but I'm not. And if you want to find out why, you can watch the travel vlog. Anyway, I'm gonna go to dinner, and you know what, maybe tonight, weather dependent, I might grab a drink at the bar and sit outside, and not come back here, because that's what I always do, and I feel like I need to change up the routine, you know, because I do the same thing every night. I'm a creature of habit, and I'm so boring. It's so dark, and I don't know if you can hear me, but I thought I'd do a little update for the reading vlog, because I am currently trying to make sure no one's around me. It's so windy, I really don't know if you can hear me. I'm currently 24% of the way through Atmosphere. This is gonna break my heart, isn't it? Honestly, so far, I love the Atmosphere, and I'm gonna be honest, I only visited the Space Kennedy Center once, and I have very, like, wishy-washy memories of it, but it's making me want to visit again. I am fascinated by space, but space falls in the same category as the sea, whereby I'm fascinated by it, but it also terrifies me. But I'm a little bit more terrified of space, to the point where I will never go there. If I had all of the money in the world, I wouldn't go on one of those space expeditions where people, like, just go into the lower reaches of space and then they can say they've been to space. I'd never do that, ever. Even if I was clever enough, you could not pay me to go into space. The idea, like, the thing is, with the sea, it's terrifying because we haven't explored it all, but at some point we know there's an end to it. With space, it's just, as far as we know, space is infinite, and it's just dark and fucking terrifying. We don't know everything that's out there. We've never even gone back to the moon. Yeah, space. This book is honestly reigniting those fears. So far, the atmosphere of the book is so good. Like, I feel like I'm in the room with all of the people that work for NASA. I feel like I'm on the edge. It's really good, and I'm already having my heart broken because I'm already so connected to these characters, and it's not really done in chapters, so I can't really say what chapter it is, because it kind of goes back and forth between the current events that are occurring and obviously the build up to them. Let's just say I've just read another chapter where they're kind of going through stuff on the space station. So I've read the second part to that, and I already feel emotional about it. Literally the last line of this chapter, and this is the only thing that I'll say because obviously I want to keep this spoiler free. It literally just says, she closes her eyes and begs the unfolding cosmos, please, please don't take Vanessa. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me slowly. But I'm really, really loving it, and I'm honestly, I didn't think I was 24% in, but apparently I am. And I feel like I'm flying through it. I obviously haven't done much reading because I've just been snorkeling, because I don't want to waste like all of my days just reading, because I can do that at home. So I mainly read in the evenings, and like in between snorkeling I kind of like dry off and I read. But what I've read so far is really good. I'm like, dare I say this could be a new favourite Taylor Jenkins read. It's hard to rate her books. The other two that I read were amazing. I do feel like I like The Husbands of Evelyn Hugo more though than Daisy Jones and the Six, but both 5-star books, but I liked Evelyn Hugo more. But dare I say, this could trump it. It could trump it. I'm quickly just going to film this little clip for the reading vlog because I've got 6 minutes left on this SD card before I need to change it. I am currently, I think, I was going to say 68%. I think I'm like 70-something% of the way through now. I have less than 100 pages to go, and I just know this book is going to break my heart. First thoughts is, I hate Barbara. There is no redeeming Barbara. I can't stand her. She's just a horrible human being with a lot of flaws. The thing is, every time I think, oh, you know, she might actually be changing, she might be alright, she's just a horrible human being. Like, she makes these comments and doesn't think about how that might make people feel. Like, she just doesn't care. I can't stand her. Like, she's the one character, like, Lydia is a character that I think is unlikable, but I think that she's flawed, but she's also very aware that she's flawed, and also I think she's just very insecure in herself, and obviously she's trying to get through the NASA program and she's trying to get into space herself, and like, so she's very insecure that maybe there's a shark. I think she's just very insecure, and I think she wants to get there herself, but obviously it's not happening. And I just don't think Lydia is unlikable, but there's a reason for it, and I don't think she's that bad. But Barbara, there's no redeeming Barbara. I hate her. Do you know what? This isn't a spoiler. I feel like I can say this because this happens literally in the first chapter of the book. There is a space mission. The space mission has gone wrong. I won't say what's gone wrong, and I won't say who is on the space mission. The space mission's gone wrong. Houston, we literally have a problem. And I'm literally wishing at this very moment that Barbara was on that space mission, because I hate her. Literally, if any character died, I wouldn't be sad about it. I'm full on thinking that, honestly, oh, what is her name? I've already forgotten her name. Joan. I wish that Joan had custody of, oh my god, what is her name? See, I'm so bad with names. I've been reading this book for like 3 or 4 days and I'm already forgetting names. The little girl, I just think she's the better motherly type. And Barbara just is not a good mother. That's why I don't like her either. She's not a good mother. She's not a good friend. She just, she had this huge conversation with Joan about going on a date or whatever, and she was like, I really need this to work, he has money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you don't want to marry for love? Like, you just care about someone's money. Like, that is so shallow. She's so unlikable. I hate her so much. Anyway, that is my fault so far. Obviously, I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, and I'm just trying to keep it casual. I'm hoping to finish the book today. I really want to get some snorkeling in, because as you can see, it's a very beautiful day here, and this side of the island is like a little pond, so fingers crossed the visibility is really good, because I feel like the visibility, it can be bad when it's like this, but at the same time when it's sunny I just feel like everything looks so much better. I'm hoping that maybe today I can tan my front, because all of my back is like getting burnt and tanned, and this side is just, there's nothing. Because I've been spending all my time on the water. I'm hoping to finish the book today, but I have got an excursion tomorrow, which means I have to have a really early start. And I will be gone all day tomorrow, so I don't think there's going to be any chance of me reading, which I'm not mad about, because if I get to see what I hope to see, then I'm not going to be mad about not reading. But I am hoping to finish this book today, because I would like to get one more book in before I leave, but I just don't think it's going to be possible. Taylor Jenkins Reid, you will pay for your crimes. Oh my god. This was meant to be a happy hot girl vacation. Instead it's turned into a hot sad girl vacation. I need a tissue because I'm all snotty. I really love that book. I didn't realise I needed lesbian astronauts in my life, but it turns out that I really love lesbian astronauts. Highly recommend that book. I only had the one chapter to go when I was having dinner, and thankfully I decided not to read that one chapter while I was eating dinner, because I knew I was going to react like that. I feel like my heart's caved in. My heart's caved in, and it's not okay. What a good book. What a good book. If there's one thing that Taylor Jenkins Reid knows how to do, it's building relationships. It's found family. She did it again. She did it again. I really love this book, guys. It's still heartbreaking. Like, my heart's still caved in, but it was a really good book. I feel like I've had my heart put through a blender. My sinuses are now blocked. I can't breathe through this nostril because I've cried. I'm now very hot, so I'm gonna have to put the aircon on. Now that I've had a chance to calm down a bit, I mean, I still feel like my heart has been put through a blender, and I think it's gonna take me a while to get over this book. Definitely making the top 10 of 2025, that's for sure. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I don't know what I fancy. I was almost thinking of reading, is it Problematic? Yeah, Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. Only because I think they're Dutch. I'm pretty sure they're Dutch. There's like a Dutch group over there, and one of the women, I keep doing this thing, I see people reading and I'm like, I want to know what they're reading. And one of the Dutch women over there was reading a book, and I was like, oh, what's she reading? And then I figured out that she was reading Problematic Summer Romance. The only reason that I realised is because I was familiar with the cover. I don't think it's in English. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll read that next because she's reading it. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's put me in the mood, I want to read it. But after reading Atmosphere, I don't know. I feel a little bit too like, I don't know. I don't think I've got it in me for a silly, goofy romance, at least not a long one. I don't know if I need like a nice short story or just like the complete opposite of what Atmosphere was. I feel like I don't need something lovely right now. I feel like I might just need like maybe I just need a horror or like some kind of mystery. I don't know what I want. I can't go through that again. Good morning. I am now emotionally, I wouldn't say over Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, but I've reached a calmness about it. I think it's going to take me a while to get over that book, but that did really emotionally destroy me. I did, however, go on to another book straight afterwards, which I did mention, and that is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I did decide to read this in the end just because I thought, well, it's an easygoing romance. I know what Ali Hazelwood is like. Ali Hazelwood is always one of those authors where I can expect the book is at least going to be a 3-star, if not more, if it's really good. So I decided to pick this one up. Now, I am slightly annoyed because I did not realise this is actually a kind of like continuation of a series. Obviously, it's an interconnected romance, so there are characters in this that are in a previous book. And I'm really annoyed about it because I didn't realise. So the first book, I can't remember what it was called, but I can remember the cover. I never read it, and I feel like I was going to, I just hadn't got to it yet. But then this one piqued my interest, so I got this one instead. And I didn't realise it was a continuation of that. Obviously, it's not continuing those character stories, but they do show up in this book, and now I'm annoyed. But I'm reading it anyway. I've made a little bit of progress. I'm 10% in. So this is actually an age gap romance. We've got a 23-year-old young woman whose name I've now forgotten, and a 38-year-old man, and she knows him because he works with her brother, and they work in some kind of sciencey thing to do with money. Don't ask me, I don't know specifics. I promise I do read these books, it's just that I don't take in much detail. But so far I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot of tension between the two because I'm guessing that he feels things for her, but obviously he doesn't want to push that boundary because obviously there is a, 15-year age gap? Am I right? Am I wrong? Maths was never my strong suit, but I am really enjoying it so far because they are essentially in Italy and they are being forced together to be at this wedding because her brother is basically getting married in Italy, and so it's kind of like a small family friend affair, and they're both there, and it seems like they've had some kind of falling out. So very excited to continue on with it. I'm not going to be reading much today because I've decided I'm probably not going to take my book. I'm going on a boat excursion, which is a 9-hour excursion, and I just don't think that I'm going to be reading because I know what I'm like. I'm going to be looking out at the ocean when we're not stopping, so there's no point in taking it. I am very well aware right now that I probably look like absolute trash, and I don't know what's going on with all of this. I have I have a blister on my chin, a blister on my lip, and we're not going to talk about it. Also, there's a shark going past, and I've decided to do a little book update because when am I ever going to have this background ever again? The answer is never. So I am nearly 50% of the way through Problematic Summer Romance, and let me tell you, I'm really loving it. I'm having to get used to the age gap because there's little things that always throw me off, like she mentions his peppering of grey hair, or he'll make a dig at her saying like, oh, you're a child. Like she'll make a dig at him saying that he's like an old man or whatever. Those bits really throw me off, but I don't feel like she's written the characters as like, it doesn't feel like there's an age gap because I still feel like they're like her characters are on the same wavelength. The thing that I'm having trouble with is the fact that I haven't read the previous book, and so I'm getting a little bit, I feel like I'm out of the loop with the characters a little bit because obviously I haven't read about them, and there are obviously connections that were already there that I'm not aware of, and things that had happened that I'm not aware of. Like there's like an inside thing with Eli, Connor, and I can't remember the name of the other person, but there's something that basically one of them was like, oh, someone held back a secret from us and so we don't really trust people, or something like that. Something happened with them, and I'm going to assume that maybe it was talked about in the last book, but I am not aware of it, and so I feel a little bit out of the loop, and I don't like that, and that's entirely like down to me because I didn't realise that this was sort of like interlinked book, if you will. So that's a me problem, but I'm having to get used to it. But it is fun so far, and like there's just the perfect amount of like, this could happen but it's not happening. I love it. Like there's a lot of lustiness there, there's a lot of like yearning, there's a lot of this can't happen between us, and that grips me in a romance, and I am loving it, and that's all I have to say. Like I think this is the quickest book I've read so far on this vacation, which is telling you something. I am going to quickly update my reading vlog whilst I'm here because I am nearly finished. I am 93% of the way through. I have about, I think 20 pages until I finish. I don't know if you can hear me, it's really windy. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm a little bit conflicted though because everything in me wants to rate this like a 4 or 5 star, at least a 4 star, because I've really enjoyed it. Like I've been really engrossed in it, and I genuinely can't put it down. I was reading it until 1 AM this morning and I had to force myself to go to bed, otherwise I would have stayed up and I would have finished it. The problem is, here's one of the issues I have. So the guy is, I think he's 38 at this present moment in time, and there's this whole thing like, oh, there's a 15-year age gap, he's so much older than her, which I get, but at the same time, so like there was this, oh, what was the thing they were talking about? So I think he's referring to Spotify. She had told him about rowing podcasts or something, and he was saying like, oh, you introduced me to this music app or something and I listened to the podcast, and he was talking about it as if he was a bloke in his 90s that's never been around technology before. It's just, I just feel like the older characters in this are written really odd, and it's like, yeah, he might be a millennial, but let's put it this way, my mum has TikTok. My mum is in her 50s and she has TikTok. You can't tell me that this, like, I just feel like they're coming across older than they actually are, just for the sake of like proving that there's an age gap, and it's really starting to irritate me. And also there's a lot of like moments where she'll say something provocative and he'll go, Mayor, and it's just Mayor, Mayor, like that's pretty much the extent of their conversations, and I've really picked up on it throughout. And so like, just because of those 2 reasons, I don't know if I can even give this a 4 star, but if I give it a 3 star, I feel like people are going to be like, oh, you mustn't have enjoyed it that much then. I really want to give it a 4 star, but if I gave it a 4 star, it would be look, this isn't an amazing book, in fact it's not even that well written, but it's just a really fun 4 star. Like, don't go into it expecting anything amazing. I think I'm just gonna have to rate it 3 star, but I'll give you my verdict. I'll probably finish it tonight, to be honest, because 20 pages is not gonna take me long. I'm stalling because I don't want to finish it, because I genuinely don't know what I'm gonna read next. I've only got 1 more full day here, but we'll see. But I am enjoying it. I have read it really fast. Little reading update. I did finish, what is the book called? Problematic Summer Romance. I did like it. I'm giving it 3 stars. I think I have to be a little bit harsher just because, also I don't know if you can hear me, it's so windy. First of all, I thought it was really odd the way, wait, have I mentioned this? I have, about like the technology thing. Basically all of the bad points that I mentioned earlier are the things that I didn't like about the book. Also, there was a lot of back and forth with characters when they were talking about the relationship, or like just the dialogue, and I mentioned that as well. Just those things together, I think, have rated it down for me, and I'm not going to take that back. I think I have to be a little bit harsh. Entertainment wise, it's great. It's an Ali Hazelwood book. You'll read it really quickly. It's super fun, and like if you go into it as just kind of like a face value romance thing, then it's probably none of what I've said is going to bother you, but it was okay. Just, do I think it's her best work? No. I think, was it Love Theoretically? I think that was the one I really enjoyed. I will understand this, but the guy who keeps watching me is coming back and it's very fucking annoying. Also, I can't go over there and watch the sunset because there's sunset yoga going on. Also, if you're wondering what's going on here, stay tuned for the travel vlog. I'm sorry, you just have to put up with it, it's really gross. Anyway, I did pick up my next book, so I've decided to pick up Rewind It Back by Liz Tumford, which is the last book in the Windy City series, which is kind of sad, but I am excited to see what else she comes up with. So it's just a collection of like sports romances. This one is Rio's story, and Rio is a character that's popped up in a couple of, well, all of the books so far, and he's kind of like the golden retriever of the group, and everyone's been really excited for his book, and I don't know, I know he's going to get a happy ending, so I'm excited, but it's going to be interesting. It's a, I don't want to say it's a friends to lovers, but the woman that I think he ends up falling in love with is basically someone who he grew up near. Is someone he grew up near, and they were in love at one point and then they broke each other's hearts, and she ends up doing the interior designing for his home that he doesn't know whether he's going to sell or not. So she ends up living next door and obviously working for him. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic. So it's kind of like friends to lovers, but also not kind of like friends to lovers. Anyway, that's the update. I'll give you another one when I have one, but it's like, it's nearly 600 pages long. It's like 500 and something pages, so I don't think I'll be finishing it before I leave here, unless it gets insanely addictive and I can't put it down and I just read really quickly, which is never going to happen in a million years. Anyway, who knows if my last book update will be with this view ever again. The great thing about this camera is that because the screen is right in front of me, it gives me some little minuscule bit of light so that it's not completely dark. Sorry, I saw something move and I thought it was a crab, and even though the crabs seem to be scared and they move away quite quickly when you step near them, they still give me the creeps. I still don't like crabs. They're really cute here, but I don't like them. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a book update because I am 30% of the way through my book and I love it. I love it. Liz Tumford never misses, and I've been trying not to read today because I'm like, I can read anytime, and I have a massive travel day obviously starting from tomorrow, and even when I get back to the UK I've still got more travel, so I was like, I can just read then. Like, when am I going to be in the Maldives again? So I don't want to waste my last day reading. I didn't go out into the water as much. I had 3 snorkels, which is about the average that I've been doing. I would have done one more, but I wanted to get I wanted to get something back, and if you watch a travel vlog you'll know what I'm on about. But it just got really overcast and I was like, if I go in now I'm going to get really chilly. I'll do some reading tonight as well. I don't know when I'm supposed to leave, but I am going to keep this reading vlog going because technically I'm still, like, even after I get a flight tomorrow, I'm still not home. Even when I get to London, I'm not home. So I'm going to finish this, I think, when I actually get back home, because I still consider this a travel reading vlog. Like, I'm still going to be travelling. Also, this lighting is so fucking bad. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, I'm really loving it. It's honestly, like, you just know when a friends to lovers romance is written really well. The flashbacks, there are like flashbacks throughout of them at different ages, and I know she's just gonna do it so well. Like, it's already reading like I'm going through a journey with these characters. I already feel like I've been with them since they were like 12 and 13, which is the thing that you want when it's like a childhood like lover thing. That's what you need. You need that connection. You need that pre-established relationship. and I think that she's doing that really well. And also the angst in this book, the angst is so good. The angst is so good. I'm gonna be sad to leave these characters. I'm so excited to see what she writes next, but I am gonna be sad to leave them. But I'm actually surprisingly really loving Rio. Like, it's not that I thought that I was gonna hate reading his book. It's just that he obviously gives this very like puppy dog-like golden retriever personality to everyone. And that's all we've seen, but it's nice to see the other side of him, and I am really, really loving it. I love it so much. And the thing that's getting me right now is that we don't know why, I think it's Hallie. I don't know if I've mentioned her name, but I'm pretty sure it's Hallie and not Hayley. She is working 2 jobs. I think my inkling is that her dad is sick with something and she has to pay some kind of medical bills. Obviously I'm not gonna tell you guys whether I'm right or wrong because I want to keep this spoiler free. That is my inkling, but also we don't know what went down between Hallie and Rio to make them stop talking to each other completely, and I'm very excited to find out. Liz Tomford, honestly, the pacing of her books is always superb. I cannot fault her writing at all, and I highly recommend her. Anyway, by the way, I am currently swinging on a chair that is attached to a tree because I wanted to watch the ocean a little bit because I haven't got much longer at this. I'm super sad about it. I thought I would make my very last book update from what is set to be a very beautiful background. I am now, I think, 40% through. I can't even remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Some book by Liz Tomford. I'm loving it. Just got to a bit where the tension has kind of reached its peak, and one of the characters has made some kind of move. I'm just really loving it. It's just so good. Like, the tension, the build up is just perfect. Like, she knows what she's doing when she writes a romance. I do wonder whether she's going to stick to the sports romance. It feels like characters are being mentioned that maybe she'll write stories about. Specifically, I'm thinking of the woman that Hallie moved in with. And I'm saying Hallie, I think it's Hallie. I'm still going to have to look it up because I'm not actually sure. I don't think it's Hayley, I think it's Hallie, either that or it's Hayley spelled a very weird way. But I am thoroughly loving it, and I don't know how I'm going to, like, I feel like I could finish this by the time I get back because I'm reading it so fast, and obviously I can't really do anything now. I'm here until 2 o'clock. I could get in the water, but I have to check out at 12, which means that then I lose my shower privileges. And also I don't want to put soaking wet stuff into my bag. So I have nothing to do but read and look at this gorgeous view and look at everyone else in their swimwear getting in the ocean while I'm absolutely sweating. Also, it skews how my lower lip looks because it's fucking gross. It's gross. It feels horrible. It's painful. Here's your sign. Yeah, SPF lip balm. Yeah, get that in your bag. To be fair, I was on a boat for 9 hours and I didn't realise how badly lips could actually burn. But here we go, I've learnt I've learnt that lesson the hard way. But yeah, I am thoroughly loving it. Honestly, I cannot put it down. I'm just trying to take this in whilst I can because I don't think I'll ever see a view like this ever again. But I'll get plenty of reading done on my travel journey back. So excited not to get any sleep and then arrive at London at 6 AM and not being able to check into my hotel until 3. Love that. I love that that's a thing. So I should get plenty of reading done. Hello reading vlog. I look like trash. I feel like trash. This airport is mad. I'm currently in Doha airport and I didn't quite get to take in how ridiculous it is until now, because I feel like when I arrived I came from this way and I went over there. I don't know where I've got to go, but this is ridiculous. There's a freaking jungle. What is this? I feel like this place is a real trip when you are half tired. Also, every time I wear these bloody platform Uggs, I trip. Every time. doesn't matter how well I pick my feet up, I just trip over them. Anyway, update on the reading vlog. I did barely any reading on that flight. I'm 54% of the way through my book, and I stopped reading for a very specific reason, because I was... Okay, so the flight that I was on, it was there was an aisle of 4 seats in the middle, and then it was 2 seats and then 2 seats like either side. And I was sat next to a random young guy, and also I was very aware that someone might be able to see what I was reading, and so I swiftly gave up because it got a bit steamy, and I can't read that. I can't read. I don't know how people do it. I can't. Like, I can read it in public if there's not really anyone within the vicinity, but if there's someone like right there, it's a little bit awkward. I mean, yeah, no, I can't do it. So I gave up and I put the book down. I now have 4 hours, 4 hours until my flight. And you might be thinking, why don't you go have a little look around? Oh yeah, I'll just pop in Chanel. Seems like I've got half a marathon to get to my gate. This, by the way, this isn't going in the travel vlog because I ended the travel vlog after I left the island. I didn't see the point in continuing it on because I just thought, well, I'm kind of leaving now. This bit's not going to be that fun and I'm probably going to be half dead anyway. But that's my little reading update. Oh, that's what I was going to say before I forget. One of the things that I really love about this book is the main character Hallie, who I have looked it up and her name is Hallie. One of my favourite things is that she will listen to a song and she'll put it on if she wants to remember a moment, and I always thought I was really cheesy for doing it, and now that I've read it I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Like, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Like, when I'm on a flight going somewhere, like, I always listen to the same Noah Khan song. I just tripped again in these freaking Uggs. I always listen to the same Noah Khan song, or like if it's a special day or something, like I'll turn on a certain song and I'll just so that I can remember it, and every time I listen to that song, that's what I'll kind of relate it to, kind of like fragrances. I do the same with fragrances, but I just think that's such a cute little touch, and I love that they both kind of share that in common with each other, and it's so cute, and the angst is still there and I love it. As you can see, I'm back in the UK. I got back at, I think it was dead on 6 AM this morning. It is now, where's my phone? In my pocket. I don't know where I am. It's currently 8:25. I got here, I got my luggage, and then I went to, there's a Costa in this Heathrow Terminal 4 hotel. So I went into the Costa because it's 24 hours, and I thought I'll just sit there for a bit and then I'll maybe take my chance at early check-in. Usually early check-in, if they have it available, you either book it as you make your booking, or you can ask on the day, and if they've got availability they'll check you in, but usually it's only from 11. And the lady at the desk was like, oh, I've got a room for you, but just to let you know, like, we usually don't check people in this early. And I was like, I know, I really appreciate it. I must look like death warmed up. I'm so tired, actually deliriously tired. I think coming back here was worse. I ended up getting back onto the point of this because this is a reading vlog. I did end up getting 72% of the way through. I actually ended up sleeping a bit more on that flight than I thought. Anyway, that's my book update. I still love it. I'm still gobbling it up. So I will update you maybe later after I've had a nap. Also, this is really weird because they put me on the ground floor. I've never been on the ground floor before. But the good thing is there is a bath, so I'm very happy about that. So I am going to soak in that in a minute. Maybe wash my hair, even though it doesn't need washing. I'm so fucking tired. I'm so fucking tired. Hey everyone, so it is the next morning and I'm going to end the travel reading vlog here because even though I've got a little bit of travel today, in which I'm going to try and read some stuff, I think this is a good place to end it because I did in fact finish Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford, which is the last book in the Windy City series. I actually finished it at 2 AM this morning because last night after I woke from my nap I kind of felt a little bit refreshed, and then it got to about 6 or 7 o'clock and I just started crashing again. I don't know whether I got kind of a little bit jet lagged, because it's funny, I don't feel like I got majorly jet lagged when I got to the Maldives. Obviously I had a little nap, but I didn't feel like I was crashing. But when I got back here, it just honestly, it was the same feeling that I got when I went to Florida a couple of years back. And I remember by about 8 o'clock in the evening, Florida time, I just felt my body crashing. And I said to my cousins who I was with at the time, I was like, yeah, we need to, we need to go now because I'm tired. But yeah, it was the same feeling. So I do wonder whether I got a little bit jet lagged. Because I did wake up at 2 o'clock this morning and it would have been about 6 a.m. Maldivian time. So I obviously woke up at 2 a.m, was quite wide awake, and I decided to finish off the book because I only had about 20 odd pages left. I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't quite a 5. I think the best books out of that series were definitely the Rhodes Brothers books, but every book in that series I've absolutely loved. They've either been 4 or 5 stars. I think that Liz Tomford just writes the most perfect romances that just make you feel so happy. Like, obviously there's always some kind of conflict and something serious going on. Mostly they just make you feel like, oh, if only this love existed in real life. The only thing I'd say that really irritated me in this book was the conflict involving Rio's mum, which obviously I'm not going to spoil, but if you've read the book you'll know what I'm on about. It just felt... I understood her side, I understood where she was coming from, and I get it, but also, you're the fucking adult in that situation. Like, you were the adult. Like, why are you beefing with a teenager? Like, I like, don't get me wrong, I get it, I can understand it. I've been in kind of a similar situation to what Hallie had been, not as extreme, but definitely involving the same kind of issue. And, you know, I've been in that position of conflict where you're like, well, what do I do? Do I keep the peace, or do I lie to people that I care about, or like whatever? Like, I understand it, but I just feel like in that situation I felt like Rio's mum definitely, she held on to that grudge for way too long. And also, like, you were the fucking adult. Also, it's as Rio said, like, you're taking your hatred out on someone that doesn't deserve it. So that was the only bit that really annoyed me, just because I was like, oh, say, like, grow up, have a conversation, deal with it, woman. That's the only thing that annoyed me. I can't really explain why I gave it 4 stars and not 5. I think the Rhodes Brothers just had really amazing stories and romances, and it was hard. I don't know, like, it didn't quite give me that 5 stars, but I really did love it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit heartbroken after I finished it, because I was like, there's gonna be no more Windy City, there's gonna be no more of these characters. Now, I do think Liz Tomford is going to be writing more sports romance books set in California, because it seems like she set up something really good, and that's what I'm going with. I just think it's not the last we've seen of these characters. I think we're going to get little cameos here and there, and that's what I'm going with, and that's what I'm putting my money on. I think she's definitely set it up for that. So I'm very excited, but I'm really sad because I love this series. The romances are so good, but I know what she comes out with next is also going to be amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a little comment in this video telling me any books that you think I should read on a future vacation. I haven't got anything planned yet. I really don't know what my travel plans for the future are. Definitely not something this crazy, because it was, 1, very expensive, and 2, it was very much a long way to travel, and I don't think my body's got it in me. So leave a little comment below telling me your favourite vacation reads or your latest favourite romance. I'm not sure, just leave a comment. And as always, until the next video, I will see you then. So bye guys.